Hello, so today we're looking at radians. Radians are another way of measuring the size of an angle. So up until now we know that we've worked with degrees and we know that there's 360 degrees in a circle. What we're going to look at today is how many radians there are in one complete circle. So if I put the center of my circle in here and if I let's draw an angle coming out here. Okay, now these two sides I've just drawn of this piece of the circle, we know are a radius. That's the length R, which is our radius. Okay. Now, if we're going to work out angle theta, the way we do it is theta is equal to 1 radian when the arc that subtends this angle is equal to R. So when the distance between the two arms of that angle is equal to the radius, well then the angle is 1 radian. Now the question is, how many radians make a complete circle? So if we think about what that means, it's saying how many R's do I need to go all the way around the circle? So what we're looking at here is circumference. Okay, so let's write down our circumference formula. Circumference is equal to 2 pi r, 2 times pi times the radius. So if I want to know how many radiuses go all the way around a circle, well, the answer is in the formula. It's 2 pi radius. So that means that there are 2 pi radians in a circle. And we know a circle is 360 degrees, so therefore we know that 2 pi radians is equal to 360 degrees, which I'll write the word as well. Alright, so now what we need to be able to do is convert between the two. So we need to know if we've been given radians, we can convert it to degrees, and we need to be able to convert degrees to radians. So first of all, let's look at two definitions or 2 examples that we should know off by heart. So this is our first one, that 2 pi radians is equal to 360 degrees. And if we halve both of them, half of 2 pi is pi, so therefore pi radians is equal to 180 degrees. So there's the first thing you want to write down. Now what we can do is let's work out how many radians are in 1 degree and how many degrees are in 1 radian. Now let's use pi, so pi radians equal 180 degrees. So if I want to get 1 degree, what I've done there is I've divided by 180. So that means I need to do the same over this side. So then I end up with pi over 180. All right, so 1 degree is equal to pi divided by 180. Likewise, if we go back over here and we'll do the same thing again, if I've got pi radians is equal to 180 degrees. If I want 1 radian, well, I have to divide both sides by pi. So if I've got pi radians and I divide by pi, I'm left with 1 radian. So then I also have to divide this side by pi, and I get 180 over pi. All right. Now, so you should always be able to derive both of those from knowing this. So this is the one that you should know off by heart, and then you can always derive both of those equations. Now that we've got those, let's do some conversions. So let's see if I've got, let's say 60 degrees. So if I've got 60 degrees and I want it in radians. Well, we know 1 degree is pi over 180. So that means 60 degrees would be pi over 180 times by 60, which gives me 60 pi over 180, which I can then simplify. 60 goes into both, so I'm left with pi over 3. Let's do another one. Let's do, 45 degrees. So again, we know that 1 degree would be pi over 180. Times them both by 40. Times that by 45, and we get 45 pi over 180. 45 goes into 184 times. So divide both by 45, and you're left with pi over 4. Now, radians. So let's do, if I've got pi over 3 radians, how many degrees is that? Well, if 1 radian is 180 over pi over 3 radians would be 180 over pi times pi over 3, which gives us 180 pi over 3 pi. We can cancel out the pi's, and then 180 divided by 3 leaves 60 degrees, which you should notice is the opposite of the question we just did over there. Let's do another one. Let's do 2.3 radians. And how many degrees is that? Well, again, 1 radian is 180 over pi, so 2.3 radians would be 180 over pi times by 2.3. Now, 2.3 times 180 gives us 414 over pi. Type that into your calculator and you get 131.78, which is approximately 132 degrees.